over $570,000 across the 2 months of July and August.
Hey guys, good morning. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. Been not live for a few days, as you may have known. It's not because you couldn't find me. I was not streaming. A lot going on here that I'm having to deal with. And I'll probably go into detail with that at some point, but I'm not quite ready yet. But suffice it to say, it was some big stuff on this end. But so I'm going to probably be sporadic for those of you that are listening to this now as far as my live broadcast streaming. And we'll just take that as it comes. So today, I got rid of all my swings yesterday that I had, just so you know my way of thinking. There's typically a drop at the end of September, all the way to like the mid October. Just generally in the market's already showing it a bit today. That could be a bit on Powell's news from yesterday, as well as that we may not get a budget plan passed because Trump canceled the meeting with the senators and all that stuff. And you saw the market drop literally within moments of that announcement the other day. I think that was yesterday, maybe the day before. I don't know. So it got harder to call. And there was a lot of large share size traders trading Tesla when that happened that got slammed trading the RV strategy. So I know that was like big news. So I'm not going to trade the open, but I'm going to be watching stuff. So the stocks I'll call out the stocks real quick for you that we normally call to give you your bias. Let's just see.
1 minute to the U.S. market open.
Yeah, neutral on NVIDIA, neutral on Tesla, Apple slightly bullish, Palantir neutral, AMD neutral, Oracle neutral, Amazon neutral, Hood neutral. Everybody's afraid right now with the current thing, but some of the big news yesterday that FINRA did vote to pass the lower PDT rule. So now it's just waiting for the SEC. So I think that could happen before the end of the year. That's going to change everything. And I've been talking to the $1 Million Margin Club about putting out possibly a new book where people that have, their $2,000 accounts, they can now margin up to $8,000, or maybe they have $5,000, they can margin up to $20,000. I mean, whatever it might be in that range. We need a strategy put out to the public that I'm going to be testing. That's why I have different stocks up today that are these lower share size stocks that you can make just as much money, if not more money, that move in the same way I talk about with the recoiling. Good luck today, guys, whatever you're trading right now. But with the recoiling and the swaling that this is on a 5 minute. I was like, why is that so boring? Oh, it's a 5 minute. It's not moving. I wanted to watch this stock today based on a catalyst, and it does meet the criteria of what would be a lot of people will be trading with the new PDT rule that will come into effect soon. So I'm kind of looking here to see. Yeah, so it's already showing the potential to make money. Now, it might just be the opening candle that's craziness here. But so we want to watch this. And I'm going to be doing a lot of back testing and hopefully and helping with strategies. Yeah, things are going down. This is what I assume.
Down 110.11.
Yeah, it's down. Hopefully you got out of your swings.
NASDAQ
It's
down 207.
I was expecting that this morning, as were most of us, that the market's going to go down, and it could go down hard, so get ready. Obviously, do your own due diligence and be careful out there. Now, this is where scalping comes in to play. You could be just shorting everything right now, which in some ways might be a really, really good move. You see NVIDIA has gone down $2 since the close. Tesla's the one I'd be worried about riding short. It already went down a whole bunch. Everything's red. Palantir, Hood, Amazon, Apple, AMD, Oracle. Everything's going down. So it's worth maybe jumping on a short-term short. Let's take a look at that based on that news, just to see if. Let's just take a look at Apple for a second here, because that would be one that's sort of safe to. It won't have big movements. It already went down quite a bit from its high. So I think I will get into this move right here. Let's see. Wow. Nope. I have the wrong. I'm on extended. I was doing some extended stuff, so that's why I couldn't. It already went down a whole bunch since it. No, it actually went up, so that's good. Is this going to like hurt me? Is it going to go the other way? I'm going to go ahead and sell on that anyway. I think it will continue to go down. So let me just hold that for a few minutes while we talk. The other news, so some of the stocks I'm going to be looking at today are CIFR, which is bullish, APLD, slightly bullish, CLSK, neutral, COIN, COIN, bullish, and then MSTR, slightly bullish. So those are all easy to borrow and, decent stocks to, so I'm going to go ahead and buy out there. So that was a quick $50 trade. We'll see if it gives me a chance to get in up here on a climb. Let's see if it goes up any higher, like maybe closer to the 253 again. There it goes. It's moving up slightly there. So I believe it's going to retrace, but I'm going to go ahead and get in. I think it's going to, so I got it at 60. I think it's going to keep going down. That's just its recoil, I think, but I've got a bit of a cushion to play that. But I think the market's going to go down a bunch today. It might be a while before it really starts to recap. So we're just playing this safe and just try to make our quick goal of 150 by shorting Apple right now. So I may want to stair step that and take smaller gains while we're trading today. This is about to be a big plummet here. You just look at the level 2. So we should expect this to be, I'll take it there. So I got up to 81 on that. Just because the way it's going to move, it's going to go up and down like this. So, I could hold into a long one, but, a longer move. Who else is going straight down? Tesla. Whew. That's already down from the open. $8. That's a scary one to trade, though. Palantir actually went up from the open. That's interesting. Amazon went up slightly. Hood went down. AMD is about even money there. No, it's down. That one I got out of my swing on that. I lost money. Full disclosure on that one. I got out yesterday. I think I got out at 163. And I was holding a 177 position, so I took a hit on that one. And I just decided I didn't want to hold it till the end of the year. It's the political environment that scares me from trading the way I normally would trade in holding that swing. And I thought that could go back down to like 120 or 130. And I was just like, you know what? I'd rather keep the money free and not worry about it. So I took a hit. I've been made more than enough to make up for it. And, but that's what happened. That was on this account, I believe. So yeah, I took a pretty big hit there. So for those of you idealist truists, you would say if you added that to your trader view, then your strategy doesn't work. Okay. And I would say to you in this conversation that's hypothetical, I would say that the second I changed it to a swing, when I was like $400 down, it was no longer that strategy. So my swing trade did not work. This is clear. It did. Now, I did stop doing those swings because of some of the comments people had, and I just kept it under the PDT. Look at this, huh? Is the market turning around suddenly here? So, or do I want to short this on the way up? It's interesting. What's going on here? Everything's still way down. I'm going to go ahead and short it again. I got a big cushion, so we're going to look for a recoil down, but I'll get out if it gets too red there. I'll buy out and keep myself nice and green on this stock just in case. Yeah, because it's doing stuff I'm not predicting well here. I didn't really take the time to look at the news on Apple to see why this might be changing, or is this an overall reaction of the market? Is it still punching up here? So I'm just looking maybe a trade that goes down and gets me over $100 on this stock. It's close there. Looks like it's about to make a dump here of at least 10 to 20 cents. Nope, did the opposite. Interesting. Oh, wow. So that's a bigger loss than I wanted to make on this trade. So thinking about taking a hit here. It's going to pull back off the magnet. Let's see. I'm waiting a second, guys, before I continue my dialogue. Just waiting to see. I'm seriously thinking about averaging into this. As I think about it, my position gets worse. So really thought this was going to keep going down, but it is low for Apple right now from off of its highs. It's quite a bit lower than I wanted. So way back when I was swinging it. 52.63. If it breaks that 53, it'd be interesting to average in on a bigger dip, but it's not doing it. I'm just going to get out. So I lost $60 on that trade, I think, but I'm still green, but that's interesting. So things aren't just going to fall off to nowhere here. It's going to be a slow decline, I think. Tesla seems to stabilize here a bit. I think we can expect an overall downward move unless we get some big news here. Well, yeah, so I could have got out of that maybe. Not quite yet, but anyway, I'm not really set up to trade that, so I'm kind of pulling back here a bit on what to do. So let's go over to what I was looking to trade. I see Intel did have a good catalyst today. Intel did, and they're saying that could get up to 38 to 40 if you listen to the reports on that. So this might be a longward biased one. Let's see what the price action is on Intel. It passed the RVATR already. I did the fibs on this earlier and a couple of support levels or resistance, however it pans out. So let's just see how many pennies are we actually moving, because that's the problem with some of these lower priced ones, that you can't get, that you're stuck in a position for a long time waiting for any kind of money. So the question would be, do you go higher share size? So when I think about the 2,000 PDT minimum, I think about people trading $8,000 to $10,000 to $15,000, and then you look at your share size, and usually you can get between 1 and 200 shares, kind of like what I've been doing. You can make money if we find the right moving stocks. I'm going to develop a scanner, and then I think they're going to come up with a whole new strategy that should be very, very helpful in day trading, volume, whatever that might be. I know there's a whole bunch of books going on over there. One of them is all these different strategies, like all the best traders and the strategies that they use, with links to go directly to them if you want to follow them, and then what all their strategies are. So it's that should be very detailed and very helpful for people depending on what you want to trade. All right, so let me just take a look at this and see. I'm not just going to jump in here. It's kind of moving a little too slow for me. Let's take a look at the other one to see if we're getting better recoil action on this. This went down. Is this hard to borrow? No, easy to borrow. It went down off of its rise earlier on good news for it. Broke a fib. right at the magnet just pulled up. So it's 10 cents up, 17 down on this. Let me open it up all the way before I really study what it's doing. Yeah, we almost made it all the way with Apple, but then it kind of did a turnaround, which was interesting. Might signal that the market isn't going to drop off quite that quick. So this turned around at $12.50. It's up 33 cents from that, 38 cents, all in 3 minutes, which you could call it 10 cents a minute, or the range is 22 cents on that candle, 29. So it's definitely above that 15-cent range per 1 minute on the scanners that I set. So it's a tradable stock to give, that gives you opportunities for sure. And it's one of the reasons I was looking at it earlier, that and it's so cheap that you can afford many more shares. So I'll add at least up to 200 for you guys, and then let's take a look if we can get. I'm going to do some intraday markings, and remember now the older support and resistance, or the half and whole dollars, are should be much more respected than just some intraday level I marked on a tweezer move or something. But I like to do it because it kind of gives me the further guidelines to get in and out quickly. So I'm only seeing this move like 6 cents one direction or the other. So you could go higher share size. The spread is only a penny, so I think market's okay. Look at how the volume's dropped, but it's still that's decent volume for a cheap stock that's not a momentum stock, and that's what we're looking for. More shares that you can get, but be careful, guys. I mean, be careful, because more shares adds up to a lot of money. I kind of want to watch this a bit because I don't normally watch these smaller price stocks, and that's what I'm going to be working on over the many months into next year, and to see if we can really develop a strategy with the cheaper stocks with the lower PDT cost to make people some good money. So if it holds down here, then it would be really interesting to ride it up. What do we have for news? It's the same news that it had earlier at 8 o'clock. Still trending down, as you can see here. So you got to be careful getting caught up in the micro here. Let's go a few more shares here because it's moving so slow, and see if we can catch something here the right way. Because it kept banging here, but it didn't do a breakdown. So it did find a bottom for now, but it's a little early to call a bottom. It's still not even 15 minutes. And you can see price action coming in. Make sure your market magnet's set for today. And then this is going to pull the magnet down, which may pound it back down to this level. Yeah. That's a halted stock. On Thinkorswim, very dangerous.
Quantum Computing Enabled 3D Protein Modeling Initiative, that is SPRC.
Let's take a look while we remember, if you even think about doing this stock, it just halted. So you could get stuck for big bucks, so be careful. And Thinkorswim is not friendly with these kind of stocks as far as their fills, and just it's a dangerous move. So, but I thought I'd take a look at it just to see. Now, we may be doing more this kind of trading with this lower. Wow, it is definitely going up, but it's going to go up. So it only needs to go up 10%, 70 cents from when it reopened. It's almost there now. It's about to halt again. So I would be careful. There's the 200 moving average on this. That's the 100. There's your ATR. There's the 50, that blue line. Those are daily averages, not 1 minute averages. So I know nothing about this stock. So it's a healthcare stock, so with a catalyst, so it seems like it's good. But if you get in it, yeah, there's a big drop. If you get in it, then it could plummet, So how many cents is it plummeting? Not that much, really. Let's lower that to 200 so we can add to it. And maybe I'll give this a shot. Let's see if we can pull it down here. Although it may be just done, and then just fade. So that's our problem. Come right back down. So how far is the potential if it went back to normal? It's about $1 off, a little over $1 off right now of its where it opened the market. So, but what about, so it moved up, it spiked, came back down and moved up here off the news, I guess. I'm assuming that news is earlier.
NUAI, New Era Energy, popping here $1.20. November Uniform Alpha India shares up about 30% now.
At least it's not going to halt. It's not acting like a halt right now. Would have been nice to get it down there, huh, at the 68. I'll try to catch it on a dip if it goes down there again. That's what I'm thinking right now. But this is definitely rolling the dice because I haven't done any deep analysis. I'm just watching price action and thinking that it didn't drop off completely, that it's retracing and it's still going to go up. That's what this appears to be to me, but it's still too early to tell. And then I looked at the overall potential. Yeah, there it goes. So now you have to start it from here, 10%. So that would have to break over $8, and that could halt it right around that area. I don't have the halt thing up here either. There is a script for that on Thinkorswim that I designed a while ago. If you go under free scripts, you'll find it a bunch of episodes ago if you want to find it. Yeah, it's still going up. So it's not done. I'm just watching it, just be wary of it a little bit here. Yeah, Cypher continued to go down from the open a little bit. 1285 right now it's at. Okay, so if it dips down in the mid $6 here, I'm gonna snag it for a retrace up. So we're looking for the recoil down, and then we want to pop up. If we can get it down into the mid $6, there's a little lower. That was 76. It's stopping dead there. See if it punches a little lower there. There's already a huge trade right there I could have had. Well, huge is relative, I guess. But yeah, I should have grabbed that down there. So it didn't. This is the second time it didn't really go. That one went down to this level, 79.80. That's probably the better area to try. Cannot short this stock. So.
Consensus for existing home sales. That's data out early.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot and see if we can get a big punch up there for a second. I'll take that. So that was $19. Let's see if it I didn't wait for a big punch because I was thinking I'd like to get in it again on a recoil down here. I think I got it at like 82 cents, maybe 6.82, kind of where it was stalling in this area. That's why I put these here just for my guidance, like helped me remember where it did just stop, but that doesn't mean, of course, it's going to do it again. So you just have to be careful and do it your own way. I'm taking a gamble knowing that it could go down almost $1 from that position. I mean, it could go anywhere, but I mean, that's about $1 to this consolidating area, meaning that could be $200. So, you have to be careful. It is showing signs of complete fade off here. So let me just look at the pattern here. Your 5-minute. We only have one. We just started our second. See that? That's way down there now. Tempting, but man, this could be a real drop. It's fading off too much, too many candles to be confident that it's going to go right back up again. So I'm getting ready to move away from this stock. I think it's just moved down too much for me to count on it. So let's go back to this cipher and just see, because I was in the middle. This is the one I wanted to try to test trade today. Yeah, so it did consolidate here, which is cool. I like that. So we were talking about jumping in here at this level. Yeah, it's already proved that it did find its bottom. Now, this is your ATR low, the overall ATR low right there. Let's see if it rejects off that. That's right at the $13 mark. Now, we can trade this. Yeah, we can short this stock. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm just looking at it thinking, what do we do here? It's definitely a recovery pattern happening. So if it breaks that fib and is up in here, it's really, I'd love to get a dip though and then ride it up. Still 1 cent spread, which is great. This is all in that 3 billion data center pack. This is actually new. 950 this just came out. Google supports. Wow. So this is going to drive this stock up. Is it breaking that fib? All right. So I'm going to look for a smaller retracement here if I can get it. 90. The fib's at 96. Yeah, I'm going to just go in right there. So I went in, not getting a big dip anymore based on the news. Now, sometimes this news takes a half hour for people to see it. So you got to think about that. You're on the ball, but other people are not. So I'll just take that quick $20 trade and then look for a recoil back. It's at 96 again, 95. 96 is the fib level, so that's something to consider. Let's see if we get a bigger dip here. I think I got it at around 9. It seems to be stalling right there, like it is not going to drop back off this level. So
NTLA, Intellia Therapeutics announcing longer-term phase 1 data for Nexagan, Zyclimarin, and
right at the $13 mark, guys. So let's see if that kicks it down a bit before we jump right back in. We've got the news now. We got a tailwind behind us. So this should, if we can get a good dip down here, I'm going to take the 88. I got it at 88. Got a little cushion to take it for a ride.
From baseline sustained through 3 years. That is November Tango Lima Alpha.
The news is good, so it should turn it around and go back up. I keep it going up. I mean, it's already turned around. So it's just very, very small amount of movement here on my position. 3 cents down on 200 shares. So we're looking for it to punch back through the ATR for a decent trade. You know, just small steps going up. That's what I mean the fib, not the ATR, the fib. So yeah, but it's starting to hurt me. So now I could, average in down here. I don't have a lot of data. Yeah, I looked at the $0.75 area. It there's a little bit of support down there. But yeah, if this could be a big fade off and I'm about to be in the wrong position, there it goes. So luckily I had some green, so I'm not really hurting too much yet, but it could be. I would tend to add down here, quite frankly, if it keeps going down. But let's just see, because that's good news. Google supports is the beginning of a great story. Google supports. So we like that. Is stopping at the $0.75 now, at least for a pause. Could take a little hit and just get out of if I think it's going to continue to fade, but I don't. I think it's going to come back, and here it goes. So let's see. It's really consolidating on the 5-minute here. It's very, very early in the market to call things. Nope, it's going to hurt us again. Now, I don't really know much about this stock. This is the beginning of my sort of testing lower share size stocks that are moving within this scanner range that I have, like 15 cents minimum in a 1 minute, to give us the strike and recoil movements that seem to work so effectively for the RV strategy, that you scalp, not the longer term RV, but a scalping RV, or just general scalping, really. So we have levels marked out as guidance. They may or may not be respected. You may or may not want them. I think that all strategies are based on some form of historical data, whether it be a 1 minute back or many, many years back, and they give you guidance. And then you look at price action and indicators that help you read that price action. See, the volume's gone up as it's going up, so that's showing you a continuation of this upward move. So let's see what happens. It turned blue, meaning it's more people want to go long here. Let's give it a minute and see. So now as I say that, maybe more people wanted to go short, so I don't know. Maybe they jumped on right up here to go short. Well, that's a rickshaw man right there, and the magnet pulled down, so that's not good. I'm talking about the pattern is a reversal pattern on a very short time frame. So starting to consolidate down. We want to swale up here. I don't know if I'm going to hold this into much pain because I don't trust it. I don't know enough about it to trust it, so I'd rather just get out and reassess. As it did break that $0.75, and right now I'm just a few bucks down, easy to recover. What's the rest of the market doing? So, okay, flat. NVIDIA's flat. Tesla has dropped $10. Wow. Okay, I thought I saw it going up. Did I read that wrong? Palantir has gone up $2, which is interesting. Hood is down $1. Apple is down $1. From the open, I'm talking from the open. So the $0.75 again, but this is getting really slow and boring to trade. I mean, trading is boring, we know, but I want a chance to make the money, and this is really slowed down as far as it's got volume, but it's just not giving us that swale, that 15 cent one direction or the other. It's kind of 10 cents, 8 cents, and I'm just out of position for any kind of trades. Really watching the level 2 here to try to determine if I want to add or jump off this ship. Mostly it's leave because there's no data that's telling me it's going to go right back up here. So it's just a matter of a lesser loss. But now it's almost to my position, which is good. A penny off on the ask. There we go. It should be green for a split second there. So it might be making its punch back up. So this is good news. Let's see if it does it. It's close. Now it's dropping again. Trying to see if there's anything here that helps me call this. We're right where it's supposed to be, right in the middle of the magnet. Kind of got a level for support, but that's very intraday at $12.75 roughly. I'm at $12.88. It's on a downward overall trend from the open, but there it goes. So it's now it's starting to it made a move. I was green for a second, which definitely means hold on to it to see if it can go up. If it's really going to go up and break this fib, give us a good trade. It just took a while, but it looks like it might be giving us an opportunity up here. So I'd like to see it break these. There's a tweezer right there. I'd like to see it break that, at least 1290. That's only 2 cents off my position. It didn't do it. It fell back down again. So now it's tempting to jump in here if it drops down here a little bit more. That's where it was. I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. Big risk, for this position, because it could be fading down here. So took a big risk. I'm at 400 shares on a $12 stock. That it doesn't matter what the price of the stock is. This can go down to $100 down very, very quickly, or here I should say. But now I'm in a 1280, so my position gained quite a bit. Just 3 cents off of it there. So A lot of times I do that just to get out of this, which is kind of what I was thinking. I just want to get out and look at some of the other movers today. This is kind of an experimental day right here. I want to get green, clearly, but like always, but I'm not trading the stocks I normally trade, as you can see. It's holding this area here, holding this level here, but not giving me opportunities to make money, just right where I'm at my position. I could have got like $5 there on a jump. Not sure what slippage it's going to do. Boy, I should have just got out, honestly. It's just fading again. Now I can go tons more shares if I so desire. It looks like easy to fill. No problem. Those are, 2,000 shares here, at these levels. So, yeah, it's fading down. It's really going to fade. It's going to hurt me here. So here's the other level, 55 roughly. Definitely with this low shares, with this low price, tempted to jump back in here. So that would get me at 65 cents if I got it near the 50. Well, now I look right now like, well, how long is it staying at this level? And is it showing me that it's going to go back up to that level in any way, shape, or form here? Yeah, so now it hit that. Is it going to break that? Yeah, again, I don't know enough about this stock to keep playing games with this. It needs to break back through here. It went all the way down to 1238 today, which would be pretty painful for this little stock to get that low. Yeah, it's going to hurt me. I might just take a hit here, guys. Again, I'm experimenting a bit. Wow. There it goes. So it needs to recover quickly here from the 38 low. If it hits the 38 and keeps going, then, maybe I take it to 35, and then I'm just going to flip out.
INTC Intel at the intraday highs now.
Did have a chance to get out up there for even money or a little bit more, and I didn't take it. Story of my life. It breaks back through the 55. I'd be tempted to go to 800 shares. Let's see. There's 51. It's making a hammer down there. Needs a green candle. Didn't do a green candle. Not good. You look at the 5 minute, it's just people are just jumping on to go straight down. So it's going from bad to worse here. Just break through the 50 cent, back up. About to take a big hit here, guys. Yeah. Not a sign of recovery. Wish I would have shorted now. Yeah. And the pain is back upon us today. I have to dig out of this little hole for Charlie. We are experimenting a bit on something I'm not used to trading these smaller price stocks. And having difficulty calling the price action still. So I've got to kind of get into a zone for this stuff. So again, do your own due diligence. It is starting to recover again, so that's good. It needs to break. It needs its second green candle going up, and I might add, but it's not really doing that. So it's just toying with me down here. Barely moving, like 5 cents every 1 minute, it seems. Yeah, look at the range, 5 and 9. So it's hard to recover from this. It has to go a long way up. It's going to take many, many minutes for this to change its position. Makes me want to get into a large cap over there and get us some money real quick. $150 on this one trade now. So this is really, yeah, I'm out. All right. So that was 143. That was a bad call. Adding in, can hurt you, as you saw right there. Now I'm just going to leave this stupid stock that I thought might be fun to trade, and now I'm depressed with it. Intel, we were trading, but that was really slow. Should I look at one of these other slow movers? Let's take a look at Sophie. That's going up. I was just looking at the large caps as I open this up. So that looks interesting on the 5 minute. At least it's biased. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. Sophie. Let's see what we got here. Again, I'm not really prepared to do the stuff I'm doing this morning, but we'll get a look at the price action. So we got some support down here at the RV ATR right there. We're on the magnet area here. I think 200 shares seems about right. $28 even it's stalling at. Do remember I have traded this stock before. Wow, this is ridiculous. This price movement is unusable. Yeah, there's our targets. Yeah, this you just sit here forever. All right, so again, it's a different type of trading we might want to get into, but now NVIDIA is starting to turn around. Let's see if there's something for a middle-of-the-road expensive type stock for you guys. So it's on a double fib level right there. I had the breakouts marked the other day when we were trading with a group. We made some big money at the open. Right now I am red. Not overly red, but we need to make $150 or something. Now let me zoom in on this. Really surprised it went up this morning from the open. The general news isn't real good, but I do have issues shorting this stock. That is the 50 moving average, that blue line right there. That's the daily moving average. So it gains kind of some support there next to a double fib and the 76.50, 176.50 mark. Let's just give it a minute here and see what we really have here. We get some sort of, as it goes up, it's not really giving us a channel here. Now it's starting to do something, but what is our level there? That's about 25 cents if you were to smooth that out, you know, this area like in there, but I don't know, it's way too soon to call that any kind of a channel. Let's see, guys. Haven't answered the comments. Haven't answered the emails. I'm sorry. Just been overwhelmed here. I will get to stuff. I appreciate a lot of the comments that have come in on the emails that are worried about me. And yeah, it's been a tough few days. At some point, I'll go into the details, but right now it's just a little too soon. Not about trading, you know. You know, I don't really share much about my personal life with people, so it's a counterintuitive thing to do because of the way there's always upset people, there are always people that attack you, so the more information you give, the more you open yourself up for pain from people that are just nasty people.
AMPY, Amplify Energy, copy here, Alpha Michael.
You talk about
up about 28%.
X or the former Twitter, all it is just most, not all, I'm generalizing, is just vermin and nastiness from what it used to be. I'm just like, oh my God. I heard a joke as a 74-year-old comedian. He's pretty funny. He's like, I'm big into social media. You can find me on my chart. I just was like, for those of you that don't know what that means, that's where, you know, across the country now.
65.
Really, that just went up $2 since I looked at it. Intel. That's an app for like your health information that kind of across the U.S. All right, so this is definitely getting me interested in buying it on the dip down here. If it gets near the 50 cents, it just didn't quite do it. I'm waiting out for it to get a better dip. It didn't do it. MACD is sending it down. Yeah, so it is just stair-stepping up. So it's leaving any type of a channel or hasn't created one yet.
Shares of NEO popping here on volume. November, India, Oster. NEO shares up 6.6%.
Let's take a look at NEO. This is not typically what I'm going to do, but what the heck? Wow. What's the news on NEO? Give us the news, MC man. What's going on with NEO? What's happening? Yeah, good question. Why is NEO popping? Which means it could fall in a split second. We need something to know why we want to. But now with that, everybody's jumping on now with the news. So you have a short-term potential. Only a $7 stock. Oh my God, look at how thickly traded this is. Let me just take a look at this. Yeah, this is, it moved up 30 cents here, but Jesus. Yeah, this is almost untradeable. A different style of trading. Yeah, okay. I'm just all over the board here today, so FOMOing the day away here. Let's just get out of that stock. That's not really a tradable the way I like to trade, where you need that strike and recoil action that's 10 to 15 cents. Why won't it let me do this? There we go. So it broke the fib. I left just long enough to maybe take a trade here.
LPTX.
Interesting, huh? Do we get ready to trade this, or is it going to drop a ways? Any new negative news on this? 52 was the last story about Intel. Spreads tight. Buying market to get in on a rise would work. But it broke the 50, so yeah, there was 4 cents. Now I got to wait this out a little bit, guys. This is not it. I don't want another red trade here. Let's get a winner for us here. Yeah, it's still dropping, so I'm glad I didn't pop in it. Kind of wanted to see it break the fib before I went long on it. So it's definitely doing a pullback here. Question is how big? There it goes. That was a big pop from down there, 30 cents. So that's a rickshaw, man. It's a reversal sign or a bullish doji at this point, and there it goes. So I thought about popping in it right at the 50 cent mark there. Kind of missed it. No, it's good. It's actually affording us, it's starting to create channels the way we want to trade. I did not jump into it. I will short it, though, if it keeps popping up to the 77. I will short it at 77. That's what I'm looking to do, 177 short. Maybe even sooner if it drops. There's 98. I'm going to take it now. I got it at 99. I am a short position. And wow, it took two little things to fill that. That's craziness. That was only 200 shares. So that was an $8 trade. And because it looked like it was going to break up more, so I got out. Still right at my position a second ago. Stalling there. Let me lower this down a little bit so I can add if I need to without a big issue. Yep. So I'm glad I got out on the short because it did break that level. Now it'd be hurting me. Not exactly a big trade or anything, guys. So I wouldn't really want to short this again until it gets up to some sort of a resistance. Let me just open up the 5-minute and just see if what we have here for historical data. So that fib's correct. That fib's correct. But these other things from the other day, I don't know. So we're way down here right now, right? We're way down here. Yep. So that looks like a potentially, this level isn't even marked from yesterday right there. That would be an area that you'd want to watch for resistance. This one's kind of so-so. This one, I don't think so. Remove that. And then we're getting into way up. I don't know if we'll get that high. That's from when I traded it at the open strategy with some of the high rollers. We did really well there on that yesterday.
KMX, CarMax, following their disappointing results, falling to new lows, 42.75, down about 25% now. Kilo Michael X-ray.
Tempting to pop there, but to go over there, but it's past its move. So there is a gravestone, shooting star, evening star, whatever you want to call it. It's a reversal sign, and it is reversing. Learn your patterns, guys. Day Trading Volume 2 has them all rated. I think that rate's pretty high as a reversal, and you already had your move. So your move was already 20 cents plus right there. Just kind of playing it cool here. Unfortunately, I got to dig out of a hole, and this stock is not moving the way I need it to move to do that.
Natural gas storage coming up in about 11 minutes at 10:30. A build of 76 BCF is expected.
Looking to buy on a dip below the 177. See if we can catch it in the low 90 cents or high 80 cents down there, but it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, it's just going right back up. So it's kind of consolidating at this level. We need a definitive drop off to try to play it long, and then we can add to it if it goes down. Scale into the position because it was just down here 4 minutes ago. So. What's our share size? For PDT, you can go 500 shares. So I'm going to go ahead and go up a little bit here, try to recover. So I'm going to go in off that. Historical data looked really strong on a short. If it hits there again or near there. Why is it frozen? What's going on, Thinkorswim? Come on, guys. Literally frozen here. So that is not on your end of the stream. There it goes. It all caught up. Like, hey. How about catching us up? Is that so you could make more money? Jesus. That's why you don't want to trade this for momentum stocks. You don't want to use this platform for those. Because those stupid glitches. And you can't help but wonder, like, what are they doing back there? They needed to have something wash out, so they could do their thing before they let the data come back in. It's like, what are you doing there exactly? If you guys did not pause there on your Thinkorswim, shoot me an email or on the remarks that no, my action was moving, because then I still don't have the new computer that's being built is on its way here sometime soon. I still don't have it yet, and I get worried because I have so many things open that it's it might be affecting.
More coal plants open.
Sorry, I just I turned him down a little bit. I was trying to get it down to the 177 and jump in. It's not doing it, so it looks like we're going short up here again if it gets up there. Going short off this historical data level that we're very near to it. I'd rather it break it and go short than stop before it. Let's see. There it is. Okay, so it was there for a split second. Had about a 5-cent trade on 200 shares. That just would have been $10. Oh, it dropped a little. I didn't take the trade, as you can see. I really would love to have seen like a 10-cent drop right off that level. You know, like fast. And that would have told me, hey, these things are working, but it's not really being respected yet. It needs to. Okay, so that's better. Man, it's just they're stepping up. I'm going to have to ride this up on a dip, I think, guys. So I'm just going to look for an average dip of like 10 cents or so, 8 to 10 cents down from here. So in the low 20s, there's 27, 24. I'll take that. So I got in at 23, just looking for a recoil back up to the 32-ish. So I got a little bit there, $9, and then it kept going. But thought it was going to come right back down again. So I'm just playing the strike and recoil kind of strategy here. Looking for the 20-cent dippage down in there somewhere again. Does seem to be pounding up. So let's see if we can get a little, just in case, let's try to get a little lower down in there. There's a rickshaw man, as if I've ever seen one, trying to turn this back down, but it's making a bullish rickshaw, not a bearish rickshaw. So the next candle decides if the doji or rickshaw is bullish or bearish. You can't call the actual candle one direction or another, just a sign of a potential reversal. Then the next candle tells you, is it a reversal? Remember that when you're, buy the book and you understand Day Trading Volume 2 or the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. I have a link to it. There's a new color version out now. You can, more money, but you might want to get the color version. Sometimes it's a little harder to find than the black and white version. It has all the ratings, the positive ratings. The color version doesn't have any real ratings yet because it's brand new. They didn't count it. They counted it as a new book, even though it's the same book that's just color. That means it has to build up all of its reviews from scratch, so it takes a while. Interesting. 77.30 seemed to be where it's stopping. I'm just playing it wicked conservative here, waiting for it to, yeah, I could have got a 10-cent trade there. It's at least an 8-cent trade. Now a 10-cent trade, absolutely. Okay, well, what are you going to do? Looking to short off that 50-cent level right there. See if it's going to keep pounding up there.
Secretary Rice says majority of U.S. coal plants slated for retirement could stay on longer.
Another reversal sign. Will it reverse? It's just literally going up. Just one time. One little 10 cents at a time. Just keeps going up. Yeah, 11 and 8 cents are your targets. More inclined to sell it up here than buy it, though, I got to tell you. Just, what's our time? 10:25. Yeah, I'm eating away the time here. How's Tesla? Tesla's my go-to to make money fast. It's on its way back up. Yeah, this is really hard to trade because it's just straight up. So you could just get on it. Yeah, let me see what Tesla's doing. It's not FOMO. It's very hard to call NVIDIA when it goes straight up. So I've got winning trade on NVIDIA, winning trade on Apple, losing trade on the that mining company. So it is recovering from a low down here today on Tesla. So obviously you guys can't do as many shares on this. Let's go down to 50. I've got to do a little due diligence here and see before I just start. No. I wanted to maximize this sell. That's what I wanted to do. So where do we have that? Where's this historical data from? I think I fixed this already, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty decent here. We're way down here, so. That's a level for sure. Then we're way down here.
XXII, 22nd century, getting a pop here. Shares up about 2.06, $2.06, right now $2.06, up 36%. That's XXII.
Looks like buying a dip there is the way to go in a second. Let's see. Let's look at on the 5 minute what that looks like. Kind of stopping at that 229.50-ish level, hitting the VWAP. So the VWAP 229 would be a spot I think I would get in if it dips down there. Let's see. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something. Bad news on Tesla just came out at 10.16, but that's a little bit ago. That was right here, and then it dropped. Hesitant to go long right now as I dug a little deeper here. Yeah, it broke all of its, made it higher high, higher high, higher high. And then this is definitely the retracement of the lows. So anywhere in here would have been a good spot, typically, unless it's just heading straight back down again. Those are 1 minute higher highs, okay? You only have a 5 minute, 1 5 minute really. So risky for sure. Moving a lot of dollars at once. Going to break the 429. The spread's actually fairly tight for Tesla, so I think I'm going to go in market if I want to get in it. So it broke the 429. I'm just going to watch this for a minute, guys. It only takes with Tesla 1 or 2 good trades, and I'm green real quick. This is usually my go-to to bail out of a bad scalping on unknown stocks and things. So we just don't have the time to wait it out. There's always a way to come back. I always find a way to, to bail out. If you've watched me, there's always a way.
75 BCF versus the 76 BCF estimate on natural gas.
Here's our magnet. There's a 9 in our 20, and it bounced off the VWAP, guys, and went up.
About 3% for the day, $2.95.
Look at that. I mean, even if you get it wrong, you got a chance. If you're not greedy, you just get out. You got 10, 15 cents on every move, both ways, even if you get it wrong. So it's just like it gives you an opportunity the way that the price action's moving here, consolidating. And that's what I'm kind of tuning in on, trying to get in on the zone on that as it shoots down. That hit 70 cents for a second. So that had already been a 20 cent trade. Had I grabbed it down there, You see if I get it like at the 50 cents, let's see if it drops down. There's 12 cents. down real quick. Well, see if it goes further. Yeah, almost had 18 cents there if I'd shorted it. And you look the other way, you get it at the 30 cent, and you got, you made 20 cents going the other way. So that's why Tesla's good. It's just if you don't overstay, you're welcome. You can actually just move within the recoils as it's going one direction or the other. You can just move with it, and then you just don't want to overstay if it steps down when you count on that. You just get out. 29. I mean, I really would, to go long off this bounce, I'd really want to go. I'm still more inclined to go short here, but let's see. I'm really biding my time and trying to make it a decent trade here, so I think I'll go up to half my share size. Make it a decent trade here. So since I'm tuning into what's happening, I think I can make a few trades to get us out of this little bit of mess we have here. So I'm looking for this fib to potentially sell, which is 430.50-ish range, and take a quick short there. But I'm watching it as it goes up and down just to see if there's other opportunities. Like that would have been a great short opportunity briefly, 30 cents on 100 shares, $30, boom, just like that.
Maxian getting some volume now, up about 38% for the day, off the highs.
Last news story is overall market weakness, Tesla going down. So, but it already is trading lower, so then you have to take that into consideration. It's not going to make that. It's going to work its way really high for where I'd like to get in. It's taken too long. Okay, so now I look down here to see about maybe going long off this level where it stopped so many times, which is 29.50 to. So I'm looking to be long right around 29.50 or a little below, short right around 30.50. So a dollar channel I'm looking at here, which is pretty close to what it is overall, and then try to take the recoils within them. Really, any one of these spots could have had me a winning trade. I'm being very conservative here. And I don't know what kind of slippage it's going to give me. I just saw a 9-cent spread there. So I think I'd love to have the spread up on this script. I think I'll add the spread. I don't really need the P&L at all. I don't even need the 9 candles. I just need the targets and the spread. That's what I really need to scalp. That'd be very useful information, so I'm not calcing it constantly in my brain. So I think I'll make one like that for everybody. I'll put it out for free at first, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Come on. Oh, boy. It's just not. So that's 29 even. Interesting. Is it going to drop? Oh, was it 90 for a second? 91 was its low on the bid. Market was not that low. 93 on the market. 80 on the market. Okay, I'm going to take that. What did I get that? It's 70 on the market. So that's a chance as it was going down. So I want to see it get back up here. So I'll wait a second. There was $20. I'll take that. Ah. You see how bad that was from where it was, what it was showing me? It was terrible, but I wanted to get out before that happened. I was like, come on, guys. That was a $20. Then at the very least, it should have been $12. Just like, so it definitely hurt me on the fill and the spread. So 64, again, that hurt me. Should have entered me in the 50-cent range. So let's sell the bid as it goes up and try to make a bigger. I'll try to get it. There we go. So at least that's the better way to do it on this right now, as we just saw, because market was killing me. So Now let's get a few more of those and we'll be good here. I'll buy the bid to get in too if it gets down toward the 50 cents again. All right, let me just see that's a whole dollar down where it was stalled before. So it is making a downward move. So let's be a little careful here, just jumping in anything. See if it's going to get back down to the VWAP. Right around the even dollar amount would be a better place to try to enter. Down at the even dollar, we'll probably get a bounce at the 429. So let's see if we can get that, who's ever trading this. Remember, you do your own due diligence. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I think I forgot to put that up this morning. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate me. It is on every single video that's ever released, though, so. As far as in the print of it, which is all you really have to do to fulfill your. Doesn't stop people from suing me, though. I guess they think I can afford it, so they'll go after me, sue me. And they lose, but it doesn't stop it from creating all kinds of issues for me and time and legal fees. And I won one suit where they had to pay the legal fees, so that was good. I feel it's really hard to get your legal fees approved, Nice. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that. No, I tried to get it at 94. Cancel. Too much time passed before that filled, so let's see. So I was trying to get it right down there. Wow. It's really making a bigger move down, so be careful, guys. Keeps swelling up, 15 to 20 cents, though. There's time to get out if you get it on the dip. There it goes. It's up 25 cents then. Nice reversal sign there on that candle. That went up 50 cents and then beyond. There we go. Now we're going back up again. So now I think about shorting up in here. 430. No, I think I'd rather get to, again, where I was shorting, which was 430.50 is what I was thinking about shorting at. So I'm kind of in the doldrums here, which means that if you're a boater, that means that you're not moving at all in any direction. Your sails are luffing in the doldrums. There's no wind out in the middle of the ocean. Been there many times. So sailed around the world in a 66-foot schooner. It's when you learn to repair anything. That term jury rigging. I mean, you learn to make anything. If you ever saw Apollo 13, that's the kind of shit that you do on a boat all the time. You just make something that can't fit a hole. I mean, when you're out in the middle of the ocean, there's nobody. It's kind of, I don't want to antiquate it to that because that was more life or death. But I mean, it is like that. You're all alone out there. I'm saying there was a crew. My family was the crew, but it's just like nobody's going to come to your rescue out there. So you got to fix whatever the problem is. You're just sitting out there drifting. Hopefully not sinking. That's definitely come close a few times. Well, it's stopping at the 29.50. I'm still trying to bail out of a little bit of a downward move on that other trade. Let's see if I can get in down here more toward the 29 where it turned it around before. It went all the way down to 28.70 there. So I'm playing it real safe here, waiting, because there are trades consistently here. Maybe some of you are taking advantage of those. So yeah, that was a trade that dipped and went back up 50 cents. It's time to start taking action here and start benefiting from these tiny trades. So we're going to start doing that here. Let me just try to get the right spot here. 50 cents seems to be respected there. Yep, just went up another 30 cents off that level, just like that. It's got such a range that it's it's stalling me from getting in. Each candle's doing such a range, Um, there's 430 even. Seems to have stopped there a whole bunch of times, making a flat top there.
Achieves FedRAMP authorization, empowering U.S. federal agencies with AI-powered cybersecurity. That's Charlie Hotel Kilo Papa.
40-cent trade at that level. Could have had it. $40. Boom. Just like that. Let's see if I'll get it. There's 99 there. Okay, I'll try to get in it there. I got in at that time. Now, is it going to hurt me? Yep. It goes higher, of course. What did I get? 92. That was a terrible fill. Oh, my God. I didn't even see that. I'm just going to get out. Can I get out? I just got out for like a penny. Yeah, I thought it was well over the $30 mark. I looked up and I saw it was at 92 cents. So, yeah, that was bad. I would have made money, it looks like. But, yeah, I definitely thought it should have filled me up there because I did that on the bid, and it didn't. It must have dipped right as I hit bid. You wonder the conspiracy. Or hit the ask, I guess is what I should say. No, I hit this. I hit the, sell the bid. Yeah, that's what I did. Wow, huh? I'm going to go for that. That's just too beautiful. It's going to retrace on me now. Let's get back down to where you were and give us a nice trade. There we go. It was at least almost a $25 trade. So let me mark that level because it's kind of stopped there on the bodies a bunch of times, right around 430.19. And just see as a possible shorting level with a getting out or averaging in as it drops up to 30 cents higher there. So again, 429.50 range, it seems to be stopping a lot. Doing a real rejection off that level up there. So let's let it run down a little bit. 38. Can it give me a bigger dip down? It's swelling down, so I was looking for a bigger dip. I'm going to go for it there. That was at 43. Cancel. Okay. Let's see. Yep. If I picked that up, that would have been a good trade. So you don't go market. You get a better fill, but then you don't get filled. So we're in the middle of stormy weather here. I always worry about something on the street cutting the power, and then you got to get on your phone quick and say, get me out of this position. There's 38. Okay, so I'm going to go for that. Did it pick me up? I'm at 17 trying to get picked up. I am going to hold that a second. I'm watching the action. There, it did pick me up there. So I'm going long. So I have to sell the ask on a recoil up, retracement up. Hopefully this isn't a big drop off. I'll take a small amount there. There we go, 66. So we're working our way out of a little hole here. That was right at the VWAP. It was kind of a no-brainer to get in at that level, and a better than average chance we were going to have a good trade there as it worked its way back up there. So that's why I held the position. Now it's dropping. So what do we have down here? We have a bit of a tweezer move right in this area. Let me look on the 5-minute. That's right there on the 5-minute. 5-minute calls much lower levels to 427 down here. Way down in here. So 470. This is kind of where the 1-minute tweezered. We're getting into a new area. We have to be careful. It's not hopping back down now. Just read that short-term action and get in and out. Short-term action, in and out. Can we get it back up here to short it again? Look at it. I mean, it's just like clockwork here, the way it's swaling in a channel here. That's why I love these RV type strategies for scalping. They just give you the place to get in and out of the trades. So, all right. So the 70 is a no-brainer level, but and you've got the 2870. I mean, you've got the 428 and then the 428.50. That's 428.70. 428.50 would kind of be a fail-safe, or be better to look for the 50 cent. There's the risk oscillator indicator telling you it's going to go back up. See how it was right there and it was right there? So they were both absolutely correct. The MACD was correct here, here, here. Everything was correct. So watch those indicators. And it did go up enough to make the trade already. There it goes. So it hit the 50 for a brief second here. I don't like the fade off to go long, so I'm going to hold for a bit. It needs to have a green candle in here for me to start playing that reindeer game there. So just hold. Be careful, guys, because it's not. It went up off that, but then it's come back down. Now this may signal that it's. I mean, these are all based on crossovers and things, so it's no magic. You know, they're looking at the data and then telling you the perceived direction based on the most current data. This volume went up as it was going down, as you can see. So short is still very strong. So be careful trying to play a dip without an actual hard floor. There's no floor here. So we've got the even and half dollars, all we have for floors. So did call that level though, huh? Stopped at the 70 cents again, briefly. There it goes. 20-cent trade. Boom. Right off that level. That's how you get sucked in. Depending on how fast you are. You got hotkeys, you got light speed. You've done 30 trades as this moved downward, and you did all longs, and you made money. You know, so it's just how you trade, what platform you're on. You pay for every one of those trades if you did it on light speed. Remember, Thinkorswim is free. There are no charges except you get charged by the exchange, pennies for every trade you take, which is for every platform that gets added to, as well as trading fees. There are no trading fees. There still seems to be some confusion about that. I pay 0 trading fees when I'm on this platform. I pay per trade when I trade on Lightspeed. Remember that. That's why I show on this platform, because anybody can afford to trade, you know, for the most part, other than the PDT problem, but you're not having to pay for your trades. Now, if you do 300 one-set trades, they're going to tell you they don't want your business. I'll let you know that right now. That won't work. Okay, so I'm glad I just waited this out. I think I might call for a bottom at the fib, at the 427 level. That is our ATR low as well. So you've got multiple supports as well as the whole dollar. If it were to go that low, that would be the time I'd go long. But right now, I don't feel good about it. So I'm having to wait it out here. Look at the Scalp Pro tell you that there hasn't been this many people trading for a while, and they all want to go long. They called the bottom there. That's why you don't want to short right here off the VWAP. You wouldn't want to short when you had that kind of a power play. Because it's kind of, the VWAP kind of tells you to short, but the strength of the Scalp Pro meter told you do not short. But it would have worked because it did go down off that VWAP. You always wonder, like, how many short-term people do you have reading as opposed to longer-term 5-minute people reading and just trading off the VWAP. That was a brand new 5-minute opening candle right there, and that was, which I wasn't really picking up on, and that trumped the overall volume going up, hasn't it? It won out. For those of you that don't know, that term trumped is a term from the game bridge, long before our current president. Trump card being the most powerful card to take control of the trick or the cards on the table. I used to do very competitive bridge playing, believe it or not, along with poker playing. Any game. I love any game. Kind of biding the time here, guys. I think we're getting closer to being even for the day, but not a profit. I'm just killing time a little bit here. That's why I'm trading a little longer with you guys, with stuff that I have to do a little later here. So let's see here. If we're getting closer to the 27, keeps recoiling, keeps giving us trades as it goes down to go long and then get out, go long, then get out. I'm just waiting. I'd love to do a bigger move. I don't want to do a bigger move long right now. Well, that's the whole thing about reporting your earnings every 6 months. I'm so used to the 3-month earning thing that, God, I hope they don't change that. That's basically so they can hide data, from you. That's just not cool. More transparency is report sooner, But they'll probably get it passed because that's what Trump wants to do. And everybody just goes along with him. Or they get in trouble. So it did hit a nice solid bottom there with a nice tweezer move. Will it hold that move? That was 427.61. I will short off this VWAP if it gets up there. 429. Depends on how long it takes to get there. No, it is not VWAP. It is VWAP. Learn from the professor. I was not a professor of English, by the way. So, math. Keep that in mind when you listen to me lecture about words. It hit at that. Let's see if it holds that level down there. It seemed that it did, huh? For some reason, that's an interesting level it's holding there. 61 cents. I do not know what that looks like. Let's look at a little bigger historical data on that level. So that's 27.61. So that's right down in here. That's right down. So there's 24. No, it's not there. How about over here? No. We'd have to go lower here. No. Well, that was near the 27 was near the close of the day. That's way up there. This one is no. There's no historical data at that level that I can see. Now you're down in here, but geez. How does that look as it goes across the board? Nothing really. Yeah, it's just... No, that is not a level that we would want to watch except for intraday. Nothing screams that that's a good level for us. Of course, they're all guidelines only, do not bet the family house or the farm. Farm, that's an old phrase, bet the farm. That's a Depression phrase from the Great Depression. Don't bet the farm. I was not there, in case you think I'm that old. Okay, I'm thinking about off that VWAP, guys. So that's the 29. Wow, I'll sell it on the bid. Let me give it one more spike up there. It already made 20 cents. It already broke down off of it. I don't want to see it keep pounding against it. 30 cents down. See, I missed the trade. I wasn't quite ready for it when it happened. Yep, I should have been more in tune to that. That would have been a good trade right there. I get another chance at it here. But the next chance could be that it's getting ready to break out. Ah, that would have been a great trade. Too bad. Called it to you guys earlier. Maybe some of you got that as I was jabbering away. Okay. I got it at 15 because it really spiked. So I'm looking for a quick recoil. I'm not going to hold this as it's powerful going up. I'm just hoping I get a chance to get out with a recoil here. Let's see. $3. There we go. It was just a $10 because I'm a little worried it's going to break, so I just wanted to get out on the recoil. So it came right back down to the VWAP, and I got out. So now that it's broken it, I'm worried about shorting it. Only on short recoils will I attempt to do it. So there's that. What is that level marked at? So that is from a previous day, right? That 40, yeah. So that's historical data, 29.40 from a previous day. Not really too well respected here, honestly. It's already not respected. It's kind of smoothing through everything, so I won't remove it. I was thinking about removing it there, but you have the 50 cents here. Wow. Okay, so we're going to want to go short up here. This is a pretty powerful move. So it broke that high. Let's see if it breaks that high, and then we get a retracement, I would think, a recoil. It's almost like a retracement when it breaks it up near the higher of day there. Where are we? Right there. So we're talking about that. So that is getting near the high of day level. Oh, no, it is not. Well, because we're way down. High after the huge plummet of day? Yeah. Remember, this stock was in the 440s just like a day ago. We were trading it. Went up into 450. All right, while I wait here, what was the other stock? This one, how much money am I down on that? 143. And then Apple was 21. So I think I'm about $50 down. What was it Intel I traded? No, Nvidia was the other one, right? Oh, 16. We get to add that. All right, so we're pretty close to where we need to go, but that's just even money though. That's not making money. So I'd like to see this to well, 150 on Tesla would be great, but Jesus, it's almost 11 o'clock East Coast time now. Could up the share size. Kept thinking I wanted to be prepared to add into it, but it seems like it's just taking me at my 50% share size, and I'm out with the recoil strategy, if you want to call it that. Style. I hate to use the word strategy for just taking scalps with no real strategy. I guess there's a strategy here, but it's more like a style, I'd like to call it. Wow, the VWAP going to give it support now? So the VWAP pulled up off the even dollar there a little bit. Looking for a dip that is it still going to drop off, or is it going to give us a... Yeah, broke the VWAP. It's hitting the 20, broke the 9. I didn't want to jump in because of that. So there's that mark from before, 70. $15 minutes just dojing.
QLGN, Collagen Therapeutics, getting a pop here on volume. Shares up 34%. Go back in the Gulf November.
I didn't mean to do that. Where was I at? Tesla. I was opening up the scanner and it clicked on a stock I didn't mean to click on. All right, let's make some money. I'm getting bored. Dangerous. I'm getting bored. Let's make some money. Let's make some money here, guys. We're going to go up to my max share size and for this under the PDT currently. And we're going to try to get a little bit more on these trades just so we can get this done and make some money here. So I'm going to call a short up here. Let's see, where did it get up to? It got up to like 29.50 would be a good spot. I can't add to it then. I just got to hope for a recoil now that I've got 200 shares. So it's a little risky because it could go all the way up to, well, it's only 50 cents up. So that would be $100, a negative trade. If it broke that level, I should get out if I short it here. I'd rather short it above here, like up in here somewhere. So let's see if it gets up there. Selling the ask if it breaks up where I need it to break up, which is over here. It's nice recoiling around the VWAP. Nice trading option. So I did up my share size. The risk is now higher. Just because of how slowly Tesla's consolidating, how the volumes dropped under 100K, you know. Keeps hitting that level, the 70 cent. But that's a whole $1 down if it goes to where it was consolidating. So that's why I wait. It's the 50 cent for a split second. When I buy the bid, it's over here. You want to look at, if you're watching my screen. Stalling at this level again, so that would have been a good trade already. I could have got it at 55, so that's 20 cents up, $40 on one trade. Is it going to break down, or is it just going to sit there at that 70 cent mark? Or push up. 56, 52, 51. I want to see it drop 30.29. I'm going to try it there. I got it at 15. Huge risk at this share size. Waiting for a recoil to go up. It was the wrong time to push it. What did I got at 27? Didn't pick me up. Did you see that? I was there for a nice profit, and it didn't get me. I'm leaving it in play, by the way. It's moving. There we go. So I broke $100 on that trade. So that was like a 30, roughly around 28, $30 trade. So I did that counterintuitive as it might because it made such a drop that I thought I'd get a recoil, and I did. But it was touch and go for a second because it didn't pick me up the first time. So I got a little worried that I might have to flatten or go market. So now we're looking at the 61 cents. So we don't want to just take one trade and relax. You have to keep going, but you want to reassess. So 61 to see if it's holding it down there again. 50 cents is even better if it gives us an opportunity. It is recoiling 20 to 30 cents right here. It's a new term I've invented that we wanted to spread across the trading world. Recoil. The professor's recoil style. Oh, he's a snake, and then he recoils. Saw, what was that guy, Nate Birkinsell, whatever he was talking about. He went to this place, that tourist place where they had, wild animals, and it was snakes, and he wanted to see the snake thing. And he said, "You ever been bitten by the snake?" or something like that. And he goes, "Yeah, I've been bitten a whole bunch of times. Hasn't affected me." But he goes, the one thing you got to remember is if the snake bites you, you got to capture it. And, so that when you go to the hospital, they know what kind of snake it is. It's like, capture it? I wasn't trained in capturing. To bite me again, it doesn't matter how many times it bites you because you've already been bitten. He's like, what kind of snake college did you go to? Of course it matters if the snake continues to bite you. It was a funny bit. I love that bit. I love that guy. So he's on the dumb cow-eyed turd tour or whatever. Holy crap, that would have killed you, huh? Oh, God, be careful. This reminds me of what happened the other day when everybody was trading it. See, I could have got a recoil already there, but that was too big of a drop. So yeah, I'm definitely waiting that out. That's not that broke its support level. So we gotta stop and think for a bit here, guys. So kind of glad I was telling a story. I might have jumped in that. Maybe it would have been okay. It stopped at that fib, huh? $27 even. You would think that's a good spot. Normally, I mean, there's another price level way down here from earlier, 24.50 today. This is today, so this is too much. I can't trade now for a bit. Yeah. I have to wait to see. This is new price action, so that's a little different. So we have to hold off. As they say in Heaven Can Wait, hold off on the body. You need to hold off on the body. Sis, get me another liver and waste shake. One of my favorite movies. Nvidia's going back up. Slowly AMD's going up. Apple's up a little bit now. From the open. These are all from the open. Barely. Definitely up from the close, Apple is. I keep looking at Oracle, but man, I'm staying away from that stock. We're about even money right now. So that's good, at least. But, so 103 plus NVIDIA. 119 plus Apple. So 29.39, 140, 141. And our loss was, did I trade Neo? No, we didn't even trade that. Didn't trade that. Oh, it was this one, right? This was our loss. Oh, so we're like $2 down right now. Well, it's almost out of the hole, but it's not exactly making us money, is it? See if we can get one more trade for you guys that's decent. Right at a time where it's really not smart to call a trade on this one. Unless it's short, right? Just follow it down, but that's really just chasing stuff. I don't like to do that. Trying to catch the falling knife or jump on the falling knife or whatever you want to call it. There is the move down, and it could go all the way to 24.50 easily. That's a huge void. It's like a black hole. You've gone over the event horizon, and it's sucking you in right there. So often you just see that go straight down, which is some logic to shorting there. See if it pulls up anywhere where I might feel comfortable to do a short-term trade. Short. That's a lot of shorts. Okay. Let me try to do that off the 50-cent mark. This could be the kiss of death. Or made us nice and green for the day. We are now green. Woohoo! Risky trade that was, but we're definitely green. $50 or so. No, we're not. We're not retiring. Look how it kept going up, right? So you had the short move to get out of that. That's why that was so risky. And these are when you're chasing something down. I mean, this could easily happen. And I was saying to myself, like, you do not want to hold into this as it goes past $50, $60. Just get out and say you called it wrong. It's hard with the audience to say I was wrong. Anyway, guys, we got green. I got a lot of news coming up and stuff. I'm not sure I'm going to be on every day streaming as I have been, but just look for the alerts if you're interested in trading with me. And I'll try to give you your money's worth, so to speak, even though it's free, by trading enough that you can hopefully make some money. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and go green out there, and I will see you soon.